The chilly autumn wind brushed against Amelia's cheeks as she tightened her scarf and headed out of the corner store. Her shift had just ended, and all she wanted was to get home and rest her sore feet. The streets were quiet except for the occasional rustle of leaves. As she walked down the narrow alley toward her bus stop, she noticed an elderly man struggling with two overstuffed paper bags near the curb. He looked frustrated. One of the bags had ripped and cans of soup rolled out, scattering in every direction. Without thinking twice, Amelia hurried toward him. "Let me help you with that," she said softly. The old man looked up, surprised. "Oh dear, thank you. These things have a mind of their own." Amelia chuckled, collecting the cans one by one. "They really do." She carefully transferred the items into her own reusable tote bag. "Where are you headed?" "Just 2 blocks that way. I live alone. My back's not what it used to be." "I'll walk you there," she offered. The man looked hesitant. "You don't have to." "I want to," she interrupted gently. They walked together, chatting about the changing weather and the rising cost of vegetables. When they reached his building, she handed him the bag and smiled. "Take care of yourself." He looked at her closely. "What's your name?" "Amelia." "Thank you, Amelia. You didn't just help me with groceries. You reminded me there are still kind people in the world." She waved and turned to leave, unaware that this small act of kindness would change everything. The next morning, Amelia rushed into her job at Oak Ridge Marketing, a medium-sized firm trying to climb the ladder in a competitive world. She worked as a junior campaign assistant, buried under piles of paperwork and often overlooked despite her creativity and dedication. Her team was abuzz with gossip. Word had spread that the company had been acquired overnight, and the new CEO was arriving today. Amelia wasn't paying much attention. She had a proposal to finalize and barely had time to breathe. Around 10 a.m., her manager summoned the entire office to the boardroom for the CEO's welcome. The room fell silent as the door opened. In walked a tall man in his late 50s, wearing a tailored suit and an air of quiet authority. His eyes scanned the room before settling on her. Amelia blinked in disbelief. It was the same man she had helped the night before. He smiled softly and something passed between them. Recognition, warmth, disbelief. "Good morning," he began, his voice calm but firm. "I'm Richard Whitmore. As of last night, I'm the new owner and CEO of Oak Ridge Marketing. I believe in people more than numbers, in heart over hustle. This company is about to become something more than it's ever been." There was a murmur of curiosity. Richard continued, "Yesterday, I experienced something that reminded me why I still believe in humanity. A stranger helped me without asking for anything in return. That moment shaped how I want to lead this company. By kindness, by service, by seeing the people behind the titles." He glanced at Amelia again, but said nothing more. The meeting ended. Her heart was pounding. Later that day, she was called into his office. She knocked softly. "Come in," he said. She stepped inside, nervous. He stood from behind the desk and gestured for her to sit. "Amelia, right?" "Yes, sir." "No, sir, necessary. Just Richard." She nodded, unsure what to say. "I wanted to thank you properly. Yesterday, you had no idea who I was, and yet you helped me like I mattered." She smiled awkwardly. "It was nothing, really. It was everything," he said seriously. "You reminded me that leadership isn't just about strategy. It's about character. I've been in this business long enough to know people like you are rare. Tell me, why are you still a junior assistant?" She flushed. "I guess I haven't had the chance to show what I can really do." "Well," he said, "that's about to change." 2 weeks later, Amelia was promoted to creative, director of campaign innovation, a position she never dreamed of reaching so soon. Her ideas started gaining traction, and her once muted voice echoed in every meeting room. But it wasn't just about the job. Richard started mentoring her personally, offering wisdom without condescension, guidance without pressure. He had no children of his own, and she had lost her father at 15. Over time, a father-daughter bond grew between them, unspoken but deeply felt. One evening, while they were working late, she asked him, "Why did you really buy this company?" He leaned back. "I'd been searching for something real. I had wealth, houses, cars, but I felt empty. When you helped me, I realized that somewhere along the way I forgot what mattered. That gesture brought me back." Amelia's eyes filled with tears. "I never thought a small act could mean so much." He smiled. "You changed the course of my life, Amelia." Years passed. Under her leadership, Oak Ridge bloomed. She hired people who were overlooked, mentored interns, and built campaigns that changed lives. The company became known for its humanity, not just its profits. Richard eventually retired and moved to a cottage outside the city. Every Sunday, he and Amelia would share lunch and talk about everything from books to life lessons. When he passed away peacefully 5 years later, Amelia was by his side. In his will, he left her a letter. "My dearest Amelia, you reminded me of everything good in the world. You reminded me that kindness still exists. I leave Oak Ridge in your hands, not because you helped me with groceries, but because you helped me find my heart again. With love, Richard." She cried for hours that day, not for the man who had been her boss, but for the father figure who had seen her, believed in her, and changed her life. And as she stood before the employees of Oak Ridge at the memorial meeting, she looked around the room full of people whose lives had been touched by one man's transformation. "All it took was one moment of kindness," she said. "One grocery bag, one choice to care. You never know who you're helping, or how it might change your own life forever."